What up, what up, what up? What's going on? Good to see you. Welcome back. Happy Sunday, ladies and men of prestige. Welcome back. Let's talk about John Lyon. Another news broke out today. Let's talk about John Lyon. Let's have some fun talking about this. I want to hear your opinions on this issue. I think it's safe to say that this is a real problem in Nigeria at this point. So we're going to be talking about John Lyon. I got a couple of opinions on it, right? This is serious, okay? So it's a serious topic. It's something that we all should be concerned about. All right. But welcome back to you. Good to see you. Happy Sunday. How was your Sunday? Did you go to church? Did you at least rest, right? Did you get some rest? The work day starts again tomorrow, right? Yep, we're back here again. Today we're talking about, like I said, we're talking about John Lyon. Hustle hard. And what? Kidnap. Huh? This is the 19th episode of the Prestige Hour. Let's talk about it. How's everyone doing? Shout out to you, Kasata. Shout out to D-Love. Good to see you all. Anyway, today I wanted to keep it concise, straight to the point. Let's keep it short, simple. Let's get to it. I have a few things to get off my chest about this issue. This is a serious one. Gentlemen, if you're listening to me, listen very closely. This topic is really, really your topic. But let's talk about it. All right? Without any further ado, let's get to it.
So you want to tell us saying only 2 people you don't join and go kidnap?
Yes, sir. The guy name is Milo. Sir, please forgive
by this one. Now you don't see what that you must talk. Say you came and met him. Say you want to open your children account and to monitor.
Sir, please forgive.
So you want to tell us saying only 2 people you don't join and go kidnap?
Yes, sir.
You're a liar.
Sir, forgive me.
Now this thing, I don't carry me. This face I dey see. I mean they lie down for chair like this. I don't see it. Don't come out here. I see your face. They lie down koro. I go court. You be the first person where I go point hand for court. You dey lie down koro for chair. When they carry me, they butcher me to die.
God. Sir, I don't know anything concerning your matter. I don't know.
Lie. I dey see your face.
I don't know anything concerning your matter, sir. Please, forgive me. I beg, sir. Sir, forgive me. My wife just goes the boy. I see
Look at.
All right, so let's talk about this. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe. If you're brand new here, we'll come here at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New York time, Nigeria, UK time, 10 p.m. every day. We'll try to do every day. All right. At least for the next week, we're going to be doing every day. But, this is Prestige Hour number 19. We're going for 100. So make sure you subscribe, turn on all the notifications so that you are notified. We talk about relationships. We talk about power. We talk about power dynamics. We're talking about how to look at the results you're creating, your reality, square in the face, and learn how to use that information to create a new result, whatever your desired results are. especially when it comes to relationships. But anyway, welcome back. I greet you now. Hello. So we want to talk about this ole here. We have to call it what it is. It's ole, thief. Ole means thief in Yoruba language. Okay, ole lole nje. It is what it is. Now these are allegations because again, the Nigerian police itself too gone about ole, right? Yes, not all of them, but for obvious reasons, a lot of them really are left with very few choices, and some of them opt to do the wrong thing. There's still always choices. There are people doing better in Nigeria. There are people doing the right things in Nigeria. They find a way to do the better things. As a matter of fact, they see the problem in Nigeria as a blessing. But unfortunately, the majority of human beings are not built that way. Majority of human beings need social security of some sort in order to behave right. Majority of human beings in society, if you don't provide safe space for them, see, I didn't say women. Majority of human beings, if you don't provide a safe space for them, the wrong things will feel right just because of survival. Okay? Now, that is no excuse. You will lose your freedom if you use that as an excuse. I'm just trying to explain the behavior. That's all I'm trying to do right now. But anyway, before I go any further, I want to make sure that we take care of the sponsor. And I'll be right back in about 60 seconds. All right, welcome back. All right, so let's get into this. Let's get through some details really quickly. Shout out to Kisata. Shout out to Patricia Black. I see y'all. I see every one of you, 15 people watching me. I understand it's a quiet moment for you and your family. Nonetheless, we're gonna get through this together. Shout out to you. All right, so let's get into this really quickly. A couple of things, okay? A 36-year-old Nigerian, John Lyon. Okay, let me put his face on the screen for you. All right, that's him right there. That's the guy that you're looking at on the screen. So as you're watching that, let me just get through the news. A 36-year-old Nigerian, John Lyon, has been nabbed after a 70 million naira. How much is 70 million naira? Somebody do me a favor, do the math. As a matter of fact, I'll do it real quick. 70 million naira to dollars. In dollars. Okay, all right. So it's a little bit over $150,000. A little bit over $160,000. Okay. All right. So has been nabbed after a 70 million naira payment was allegedly traced to his bank account. These people, I'm not sure if I should call them stupid. A lot of them do get away with it. But at some point, the system is not sustainable. The system will get smarter and they can always trace this kind of money. Obviously, today there's digital footprint everywhere. There's digital footprint anywhere. Why do you think there's a serious problem with allowing just crypto into the system? Because there are people that have found ways to cover their digital footprints using cryptocurrency, right? But for as long as you're using government issued currency, they can always trace this money. Yes, even digital transfers back to you. But some of these guys are willing to take the risk. Sometimes they tell themselves like, hey, don't worry about that. Of course, don't worry, because again, some of them are they are aligned with some of the most powerful people in society, right? So $160,000 ransom payment was allegedly traced to his bank account. What is ransom payments? For those of you that may not be familiar with this, the ransom payment is the payment you issue or that's required of you if a loved one is kidnapped. You know, they will say, hey, if you want us to release this person, this is the amount of money we're requiring. That's what ransom payments are. Some of you may not be privy to know what that means. John Lyon, an alleged kidnapper who operates in Bayelsa State, this is a south state in Nigeria. It's an oil-rich state, I think, right? It's right next to River State, I think, right? Has been arrested by the Nigeria Police Force, NPF. Okay, Lyon was said to have been arrested on Saturday. That's the guy you're looking at on your screen, by the way. Okay, has been arrested on Saturday in the Federal Capital Territory by officers of the Bayelsa Police Command. So they came to the Federal Capital to arrest him. Okay. A video showing the alleged kidnapper being handcuffed. Okay, let me show you that video they're talking about. This is the video they're talking about. That's him right there. Okay. A video showing the alleged kidnapper being handcuffed surfaced on social media over the weekend. In the less than 2 minute video, Lyon confessed to kidnapping, adding that he only joined the syndicate to carry out 2 operations. All right. So because it's just 2 people that you kidnapped, I guess he's supposed to forgive you right now. Right? Just 2. Do you know what it takes to get your head to a space where you would do something crazy like that even once? Even the thought of it, even before doing it, even the thought that, you know, maybe I could get some money. Maybe I could take out one operation. Maybe I call this guy small. That space, can you imagine? For those of you watching me right now, can you even imagine the thought of it, right? An average person still can't. You are a thief. If you do this, you're just a thief. Because an average person still can't get themselves to even think that. Now, there's increasing number of people participating in this type of behavior. Increasing number of people participating in this type of behavior. Why? We have to be aware. When you have a nation that the leaders don't care, right? There's going to be increasing number of people that will find themselves in a space where it's not justifying, it's just a reality. They're going to find themselves in a space where, like, maybe one time it's not, you know, maybe, like, listen, hunger is a bastard. Okay? Poverty is a bastard. It will get people the wrong things. Increasing number of people, that doesn't justify it. You will end up in jail if you take what I just said as an excuse. Maybe quicker than John Lyon. Right? So, hold on a second. Let me see what y'all are talking about. Welcome back, Bagavad. You know, it's a twist. It's you know, your name is a tongue twister, right? Good to see you. YouTube has to work on just keep showing up. Just set your own, you know, they will respond to your own time clock if you know, but there's so much content. It's just what it is. It's just a reality, right? Prestigious fam. Yes, Prestige fam. And of course, I have my Auntie B here. How are you, Auntie? I was on. I just couldn't plug in and participate. I listened to the last session. That uncle and that auntie is a blessing. EFCC needs to set up a social media monitoring unit ASAP. These monsters have a way of exposing themselves on social media. Last. Exactly. They have patterns. But, you know, they can't just walk up on people. You know, even in America, in Western world, before they come and walk up on you like that, you can't escape. You like it's like they've been following you for a while, you know, kind of like the same thing they did with Hush Puppy, right? So, but you know, Nigeria also have powerful people that they have to say, yeah, we're sacrificing this guy, take him. They literally have to do that. Do you realize that? They like the powerful people in Nigeria have to say, like, if a powerful person in Nigeria now says, no, that's my guy, leave him. I'm sorry, that's just the nature of that kind of country right now, right? Imagine the blood money this maggot has been boasting with online, yes? And it was, in fact, let me continue. Let me continue the news. We're gonna get, I feel a lot better. So I just woke up yesterday, almost like everything disappeared at to be. But let me not run my mouth. I don't want to jilt myself, you know. I'm feeling definitely better right now. Thanks for asking. All right. So in the less than 2-minute video, he confessed to kidnapping, adding that he only joined the syndicate to carry out 2 operations with it. He was also seen begging for forgiveness over his alleged crime. Forgiveness be with it. Saying his wife just delivered the baby. So he just created human beings, his own babies, but he's kidnapping other people's babies. Can you think about that for a second? What these kind of people apparently, I'm not. Do they think I've been at hunger? Can we blame it on hunger? No, most people are not going to allow you to blame this on hunger, right? Now, if we're talking about nation building, obviously you have to be aware that certain status of a nation can get people to do this, right? Because again, there's a reason why the numbers of people and young kids participating in this, there's a reason why they're increasing. There's a reason now, right? There's a reason why if you live in the Western world, I can literally drive from New York City to Maryland at 11 p.m. at night. As a matter of fact, I feel safer because there's less cars on the road. Right? Think about that for a second. There's a reason why this in Nigeria, in a nation like Nigeria, there's an increasing number of young people. With that being said, this young man, you're going to jail for the rest of your life. He said, sir, he said it in Pidgin, but this is an English conversion. Sir, please forgive me. My wife just born. Okay, that's self no fit. My wife just born. In fact, my wife just gave birth. I guess that would be a better translation. Nigerian newspapers. Now, wow. I think this was the cable. He said in a video while shedding tears. According to his Facebook profile, Lyon worked for a bank. Yeah, I saw on the news somewhere that he worked for Sterling Bank from 2008 to 2014. He also identified himself as the chief executive of our CEO. You gotta love it, right? When people call themselves CEO. CEO of Lyon's Interior Hub. In fact, that interior business now in Nigeria, it must be paying, interior business and real estate business, right? What do you call it in Nigeria? Estate business. Do they say real estate or estate business in Nigeria? Same thing. Potato, right? On numerous Facebook posts, Lyon of Judah, like Bobrisky will probably pronounce that, right? Lyon identified as a member of the ruling All Progressive Congress, APC. Tell and call. Of course, we know that these are the people running that nation, okay? It's a whole mob family. Let's just call it what it is, right? It is what it is, right? It's a whole mob. The whole politicians as a family in Nigeria. It's impossible for this type of criminals to survive in Nigeria. Okay? It's literally impossible for them to survive in Nigeria without some kind of indirect support of this type of syndicate. At least indirect support. At least. Okay? It is what it is. Lyon's social media posts feature him showing off luxurious items, displays of religiosity. Hey, God. Now then they call God past. It's this type of people that call God past anybody. They are the one that have the closest relationship to this their own version of God. They don't have a relationship with God, by the way. Okay? They don't. But as far as using their mouth to profess it, they do it past. They can quote scriptures. They can quote scriptures that dead bodies will wake up safe. Right? What is that telling you? Now, this is just my own personal observation, just in my own circle. I'm not sure about you, but they tend to profess their closeness to God more. Okay? That's what I'm noticing. Okay? Anyway, religiosity and posting motivational quotes, of course, about success. You know? Hustle hard. Hustler, hustler, hustler. Hustle. Right? What you didn't know is what type of hustle they're talking about. They were talking about the original meaning of hustle. Holy. In a Facebook post published April 27, 2020, he told his followers to keep working hard and stay safe. Hey, let's think about it. Maybe he wasn't engaged in this type of behavior at that time yet. You know, it starts one day, right? And then every day is their day. And then one day is Oniko. Ojo gbogbo ntole, ojo kan toniko. It catches up. You know, the same thing we say about truth. One day it catches up. Right? Why? Because we've seen enough examples of this type of thing. The other thing, you're being a Yahoo boy, right? The reason why I'm covering this topic again is because, again, for our young men, you can find yourself easily in a space where you start with, let me smoke a little weed. One time, let me do one real estate shady deal like that, it's not a big deal. But when you see money sitting in the bank account, the human brain have no respect. You get comfortable. It's very easy. It's very easy to get comfortable in doing the wrong things. Because once they start to feel right, remember, feelings are much more powerful than facts. The fact is that you're a thief. But when your feelings start to really get comfortable in that zone, because you tried it once, twice, right? Easy money, $150,000 just on the bank account like that, right? Before you know, you start justifying the bullshit with logic and facts. That's how these things work. That's how the human mind works, right? No, I will never steal. No. You can find yourself in a position where you will actually do it and you will start justifying it. You say, ayé ṣerú ẹ̀, ẹ ti gbọ́ rẹ̀ rí. What's English for ayé ṣerú ẹ̀? Somebody help me translate in the chat. Nothing good, this is him, this is his quote, right? Nothing good ever comes from too many people knowing your business. But yet it's on social media. This is him. Let me show you. This is him on social media. Social media. Right? Let's show you again. This is him showing off on social media. Remember what I always ask you, who is filming? Why are they filming? Why are they filming him just walking? Right? I mean, that's a stretch. Anybody can film, right? But if you see consistent behavior, somebody is showing a certain type of lifestyle, right? If you follow me on Instagram, my personal Instagram, italksb, right? You will notice that sometimes I'll go like weeks, not post anything. Sometimes like, Ola, Auntie B be saying it all the time, like, Ola, you should be promoting more on social media, right? But when people have an agenda and they start flashing cash, what's the big deal? They put cash in there. There's something consistent about these people. There's something consistent I've noticed personally, right? But look at where he found himself. Look at the kind of mess he's found himself. Look at this guy. Look at him. Look at this stupid guy. Look at him. Right? Just a few days ago, he was probably feeling on top of the world. right? And low key, being private and low key, or dead. He forgot to say that himself. And the truth is that he could probably get away with this faster, maybe much longer, right? For a longer period of time, if he was listen to his own advice, right? But let me tell you something about stolen money. It's very hard to keep it to yourself. You can't, because you're not doing it for true value. You're doing it because you're not patient. You are you're a thief. So because you didn't really work hard, at least not mentally, right? Maybe you worked hard, you did one night operation or something. Because you didn't really work hard, it's very easy. Because the idle mind is the devil's playground. You just want to jump on social media quickly to show that you're rich. I'm rich, bitch. Right? You can't wait. He said being private and low-key is the best way to be. Also hard. Stay safe. He's telling you to stay safe, but he knew was going to allegedly. He knew was going to probably end up kidnapping one of your families. He knew what it was saying. Crazy. Weary. Anyway, let me see what you ladies and gentlemen of Prestige are talking about. Let's see. Let's see. Nigerians are very powerful in Nigeria. Yes, we are. The right environment brings the best out of people. The same thing in marriage and relationships. Create the best environment for your spouse, for your husband, for your wife. It has a tendency to bring out the best in them. The problem is that it requires patience. Because when you sow seed, there's a season before you can harvest. A lot of people can't wait, especially if they've gone through bad experience. They judge the future with the bad experience and it's just messy, right? Estate management. Thank you, Jare Bagava. The estate management is what they call it. It's real estate essentially. But here, real estate management can be a little bit different from there's many aspects of real estate anyway. Patricia Black says, just sickening. God forbid it happens to he was busy preaching to people to stay safe. Then he will feel what he has put others through, wickedness. This is the point. You know me, I'm very slow to calling something wickedness. I will call it weakness when it's emotional matters. But this right here, once you get out there and you commit a physical act against other people, that's straight up wickedness. Listen, if you're being condescending, you're sarcastic, you don't know how to make me feel right, it's all emotional, your mouth is like a sharp weapon, you're destructive with your mouth against your spouse, at that point I can say it's a weakness. I can say, since I'm married to you, we got to walk through this anyway. I can't really, it's not that easy to just leave and leave, right? I can say it's a weakness so I can interpret properly and then walk through the situation. But this one, you're going to jail. Okay? If you deliberately commit paternity fraud against a person, you're going to jail. That one is hard, it's tough. But people should be going to jail for that, right? Fraudulent activities, as in pay ojali, like you actually stole somebody, you hurt another human being from a physical standpoint, from a financial standpoint, right? In a way that actually hurts them in real life, not emotions. That is wickedness. Absolutely. That's wickedness. It is what it is, right? Stop corruption in Nigeria. 419 is at all-time high. That's Virgin. Let me guess. You're not really a Nigerian. 419 is a language you used in the 90s. These days, I think they have all kind of different languages now. But yes, you're right. Absolutely. 419 is at all-time high. It's worse. It's getting worse. Because again, when the leadership sucks, this is kind of stuff it breeds, right? Devil incarnates. Another flashy hush puppy. Yeah, this one couldn't even make it all the way past Turkey to maybe Dubai. He got caught in Abuja by his own state, Bayelsa police. This one is a small boy compared to hush puppy. But it's a criminal, of course, right? Why does men think that they are all knowing and more powerfully than the Lord of the Lord King? I know, right? Yeah. It's getting worse. It is getting worse. Not Virgil is right, and that's just, yeah. Stay safe. He's giving his audience money. Weary. Anyway, let me get back to this, right? Confirming the arrest, Asinim Buswat, spokesperson of Bayelsa Police, told the Cable. All right, so all credits go to Cable for this article I'm reading right now. Told the Cable that Lyon is currently in the custody of the command. But Swat said the command will provide more details about his arrest on Monday. Abuja big boy. Abuja is the federal capital territory of Nigeria. It's kind of like Washington, D.C. of Yankee. Okay. John Lyon, whose brother David, watch this, listen to this closely. Remember I told you that these are some of the most powerful people in the world. Okay? Remember what I told you, right? At least they are aligned with some of the most powerful people in that nation. Whose brother David almost became Bayelsa governor, arrested for kidnapping. His own brother, David Lyon, was former governorship candidate. He actually won. Former governorship candidate of the APC in the 2019 Bayelsa gubernatorial election. He was declared winner of the election, but a day to his swearing in as governor. What happened? His election was invalidated by the Supreme Court, which ruled that his running mate, Degi Eremieyo Wangagra, submitted a fake certificate to INEC. Fake certificate. So I guess they are expected to have some kind of high school diploma, not high school, WAEC, West African Examination Council. It's kind of like high school diploma, right? Or a degree. I'm not sure what the requirements are, but he submitted. Bottom line is that he submitted fake certificates to INEC. INEC is the Independent National Electoral Commission, something like that. Basically, the body that governs the elections, the political elections in Nigeria. A person literally walked up to INEC and submitted fake documents. By the way, it's not the first time we'll be hearing this kind of stuff. Okay, did we hear, what was the name of the lady that came from London, who was also a senator? Was she a senator or a minister at one point in Nigeria? After running office for a while under Goodluck Jonathan, right? Anybody can remind me the name of this young lady from London? And then eventually they found out that she has fake certificates, something like that. And then she resigned. I think she resigned, if I remember very well. It's not the first time we're seeing this kind of behavior. Now, there's a relationship-based lesson in this, okay? So hold tight, okay? I promise you. Hold tight. The Apex Court ordered that Duye Diri of PDP, that's the other ruling party, the biggest political party in Nigeria, who came second in the election, be issued a certificate of return and sworn in as governor. All right? So he lost because he submitted, not because the people didn't like him. Watch this. Listen to this. The people voted for him. At least that's what the results said, right? Nigerian people, you voted for this guy. Then INEC said he submitted, but maybe it's not your fault. It's like they're all thieves, right? It's like you're choosing between the bigger and the smaller devil. Those are terrible excuses. Okay, there's time moving. For every 4 years of mistake you're making in choosing the wrong leaders, time is moving, right? Somebody is getting kidnapped. Somebody's son and daughter is getting kidnapped. Have that at the back of your mind when you're making the next choice, okay? A lot of people in Nigeria vote based on popularity. They think it's American Idol, Niger Idol. Terrible. But that's what hunger does to people. Poverty is a terrible thing, okay? It eats the soul of the nation. You know? It's terrible. Anyway, he also posted pictures of himself with police officers. Really? Let me see if I can find that. He posted pictures of himself with police officers. Let's see here. I think there might be a picture of what we're talking about here. Not sure. Yeah, I don't have that picture. I had it somewhere. Yeah. I'll show you the picture. I think I have it somewhere here. Let's see. This guy, Nari Wiri. What did I say? Nari. Where's Bio, by the way? This guy, Nari Wiri. Let's see. Oh, I don't have that picture. Oh, I don't have the picture. But I saw it somewhere. It's somewhere online. Posting pictures with but anyway, let's keep going. He also posted a picture of himself with police officers as his bodyguard during an APC function and during a church program where he's singing praise worship. Now I do have that one. That's the thumbnail that brought you all here today. Let me show you the thumbnail. Just look at this nigga right here. Just let me show you. Let me show you. Remember, they talked about him always talking about religious stuff, right? Let's see. This picture right here. Oh, wait. How does this work? Okay, I think I see why. Let me see. Okay, let's see why. Interesting. What are these guys up to? Oh, I see why. I uploaded it to the wrong space. I got it. Don't worry. I'm the one making the mess here. Don't mind me. I think I found it now. There you go. This picture right here. This picture. This guy. See, I'm sorry to say, I'm a church boy myself, right? But not them. They're the one that you see like, that brother is connected to the spirit. Right? They cry when they're praying. It's the same energy that they use to commit their atrocities. By the way, when he's praying like this, it might be completely authentic. It might be a moment where he's feeling like, God, I have evil spirits trying to tell me to do the right thing. I'm trying to do the right thing. I don't want to. The evil spirit trying to tell me to do the wrong. Maybe that's what he's praying about, right? So I'm not even going to knock that he's not being authentic right now, right? But at the end of the day, John Lyon of Judah is an ole. That's the reality that we have today. Sadly, that's the reality that we have today. Okay? Let's get back to the Coco. Let's get back to it. This guy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy what people do to themselves. Oh. It's crazy. All right. While we're talking about you real quick. All right. So he also used an interior business in Abuja as Ajia's source of wealth while doling millions to singers and actresses and actors and actresses and singers. Hey, not them. You know, there's a lot of news coming out about the actors and actresses. I will be covering some of those, okay? Because there's a lot of lessons in them, right? There's a lot of crazy news coming out of those people, but we always knew that these people could not afford the lifestyle. Majority of them, an average actor and actress, cannot afford the lifestyle. They put themselves under ridiculous pressure, right? A lot of these people cannot afford the lifestyle that they pressurize themselves to go under. Many of them can't afford to, not even Magodo last one, they can't live in Magodo. But, you know, branding. If you live in Lekki, it looks a certain way. You look like success. So make her try a little bit, push a little small. Guess what happens eventually? You get pressurized into doing the wrong things. Or you get pressurized to collecting money from this kind of guy. Now they're tracing 70 million naira to your own account. You don't think you can go to jail for that? Oh, yes, you can. Of course you can. Yep. It's just a matter of time before somebody's going to make you a scapegoat. Even though they did a business with you, but because they are trying to have a nice political image, optics wise, they will use you as a scapegoat. It's a matter of time. Wait, you will just see the news coming out soon. But yes, a lot of that is out there. But his cover was said to have blown when he was traced and nabbed by a crack police squad in Abuja on Saturday. While being questioned, he confessed to being a kidnapper, but said he only kidnapped 2 people. What kind of plea is this? No, I did not kidnap. It was only 2 people, Weary. Jesus Christ. However, a man in the video, okay, this is what they're talking about. Let me play for you.
Yes. Yes. They always call about for job. The guy name is Milo. So please forgive
But
me,
this
sir.
one, now your guy, you don't see what that you must talk. Say you came and met him. Say you want to open your children account and not to monitor them.
Sir, please forgive
So
me.
you want to tell us saying only 2 people you don't join and go kidnap?
Yes, sir.
So wait, if you heard that right, he came to say he wanted to open his children account, but to monitor a guy. Okay. By the way, when you deposit money in bank accounts and stuff like that in Nigeria, some of those bank workers are also part of their syndicate. They're monitoring how much money you have. Just be careful. Be careful, okay? Maybe we should start coming up with all kind of measures to help people in Nigeria. Maybe spread your, unless you're Elumelu, spread your little money around different banks so one doesn't look too bigger than it needs to be, because you just never know. There's some kind of money they're not interested in, right? But once you start depositing millions on a regular basis in the bank account, you become a target. Be careful. Maybe you should have multiple bank accounts for your own protection, or at least go to different, don't go to the same branch all the time. Don't let them trace you to the same bank branch all the time. And I pray that God will protect you. It's just that bad, Man, so this guy basically, I don't know, he said he wanted to open a bank account.
You're a liar.
Sir, forgive me.
Now this time, now don't carry me. This face I dey see. I mean they lie down for chair like this. I don't see. Don't come out here. I see your face. They lie down.
He said so the guy that's talking from behind the camera is saying that he was kidnapped, and he knows his face, that he's one of the people that kidnapped him. Okay?
Koro. I go court. You be the first person where I go point out for court. You dey lie down.
He said he's the first one who will point out in the court.
Koro for chair. When they carry me, they.
He said he saw him face to face sitting on a. Okay, it's part of the news that we're covering. Let's keep going. That's what he's saying basically. He said the guy contradicted and insisted that he had kidnapped more than 2 people, right? That's the guy that's talking from behind the camera. The man went on to narrate how David Lyons, this is all allegations, by the way. We'll get more news on Monday, I guess, according to the police, right? Gang kidnapped him and threatened to kill him if he did not part with a hefty ransom. I saw you, okay, and I quote, I saw you on one of those days when I was almost beaten to death in your den. You slept on a bench. That was the part where he said chair. Koro for chair. While I was being tortured. When we get to the court, I will identify you before the judge. Lyon, who continued whipping, paused for a while and said, Oga, I don't know anything about your matter. Okay. So he's denying to the guy, right? Imagine suspecting a criminal like this and calling authorities to give useful information about him, and the authorities happen to be his friends. Remember that this guy's brother became the governor-elect of a whole state. The only reason why he didn't make it into that office, if he made it into that office, there's a good chance he won't be arrested right now. Think about that for a second. There's an extremely good chance he will not be arrested right now if he made it into that office. The brother, David Lyon, right? Right? So imagine, and the authorities happen to be his friends. Imagine what would happen to you. Nigeria is a scary place. I hate to read this kind of stuff, because a lot of people, obviously 200 million plus people, are living in Nigeria. Majority of them don't have a choice, and they are making it do. Just like here, here it can be dangerous too overseas, right? But let's absolutely right now in this moment, right now, let's
Stop the cap.
It's not the same thing. Some societies are just better than the others. It is what it is. It's not the same thing. Right? It's not the same thing. Let's not cap. It's dangerous. It's much more dangerous for an average person. You cannot travel from one city to the other after 7 p.m. A normal average person would not even try it. Let's not cap. Whereas me, if I want to drive to ordinary Maryland, I prefer to drive after 8 p.m. because it's safer. Preferably 12 p.m. Right? You're driving 3, 4, 5 hours, it's not a big deal. Now, clubhouse listening and podcast listening in Lomaje, right? You listen to radio, you listen to YouTube. Before you know, you're where you're going safely on an average day. By the grace of God, of course, still, right? But you look at the numbers, you're like, something is off. We can do better. We can do better now, right? Anyway, let's see here. Oh, Lord. A big boy was caught after discovering he was a kidnapper. Well, that's what we're talking about, right? And I quote again. But I want to ask, okay, this is, what's his name talking? This guy, what's his name? Paul Okoye of the P Square. He said, but I want to ask, after seeing him with different ladies flaunting money, see, this is our problem. This is the leaders of Nigeria. These are the singers, the people that people look up to in Nigeria. At least the young kids are looking up to them. And they come out and give stupid opinions. Ridiculous opinions. A kidnapper just got caught. And look at what he's saying. You're talking about the ladies flaunting money. Telenko. What do you expect? If he's flaunting money on social media, there's going to be a certain sector of the population, ladies, that will enjoy that money with him. What does that have to do with this behavior or holding ourselves accountable as men in a society? Or using this as a point of lesson for other men that may be in a very tempting place. Listen, AB is a bastard. Hunger is a bastard. Poverty is a bastard. If you watch enough stories on TV, there are good people, executives who have found themselves on American greed. Not because they are bad people, because they became bad people out of temptation, right? They became bad, right? Because temptation is right there in front of them. So now, hard on top of the temptation, this is here in America, hard on top of temptation, hunger. This is not the right things to be saying. You want to blame the ladies? For what? The ladies that were flexing with him in picture. What does that have to do with anything? Of course, there's enough people that you can blame your problems, your traumas on. But you're not helping yourself when you do that. So none of these ladies ever asked him that question. No, they're not going to ask him that question, especially if these are the kind of ladies that just take pictures with you and they are flashing on social media. They don't care where you get your money from. They just want to eat suya and cold Gouda. They don't want to know. Just make them chop. Yes. You should make better statements than this as a person of influence in society. Okay? You can banter a little bit, but then add something. Young men, be careful out there. Be careful what you subscribe to. Don't find yourself in there. Because some people, believe it or not, they're in a position where they couldn't say no because they've surrounded themselves by people that are part of a syndicate, and if they say no, they put their life at risk. Those exist as well. Politics in Nigeria, you enter that thing, there's some things you can't just run out and say you want to just tell everybody in the spirit of I want to tell the whole world what is really happening here. You go just put your life at risk for no reason. So now you're conspiring to hurt the whole country effectively. That's the story there. Make I hear waiting that they say. Make I drop the link. I go hang out for another 10 minutes to see if anybody won't have an opinion on this matter. But in the meanwhile, I wanna dive in through some of your comments and see what we're talking about. Then I'll leave my last word. Maybe this will be a good day to rest small. Let me see here. Yes. Boss. Comments. Okay, I dropped the link for now. So let's see. Get rid of the old leaders and bring in some new blood in Nigeria, which is not corrupt. I don't know if that exists though. Yeah, I'm not sure if that exists. Yeah. Remember what I just said? Like, even if you're not corrupt, once you enter that system, by default, you're corrupt. By default. Because you're going to see stuff. You're going to see stuff. That the only way you can call yourself not corrupt is to come out and say those things to the public. And when you do that, you put your life at risk. So I'm not sure how wise that is to come out and tell the whole world what you saw inside when you became a politician. As you know, I'm not an advocate of right and wrong, repete here. I believe that, you know, you should do the right thing, but you should also be wise. Let's not be stupid, right? If you're going into where power is at full operation, you have to think. You have to make sure you understand power. It has nothing to do with right and wrong. I think Nigerians are not able to think at that level, and they keep picking the wrong leaders, actually based off of what the leader that's there right now was picked because they thought he would fight corruption. He would do the right thing. Like, it's a guy who is just clean. Yeah, right. Yeah, we got to get a little wiser than that. That's not how this shit works, okay? Once you enter a certain level in that sphere, holiness, right and wrong is just not relevant. It's not. Sorry. I'm sorry. Players, where is he from? His state of origin? Bayelsa. He used to be part of River State, I think. Yeah. The Bible said it's hypocrites in the house of the Lord. Yes, so I know it did. So we can't blame it on the Lord, you know. Dilo said very spiritual only. Or maybe they pray, make them no catch on. Exactly, I said that, right? Maybe that's what he was doing, right? So I don't know. Can we judge that kind of prayer? Or maybe he was praying that he's thinking about it, that God, show me a sign so I don't get into this. Show me a sign, right? Who knows, right? It's terrible nonetheless, right? A lot of Nigerian politicians pray for protection. They use they tithe heavily. They pay above tithe just to as covering. They do it to the church. They do it to the traditional priest, right? Like a traditional religions, Babalawo and them, right? For protection. They steal money and they come and pay it to those religious shrines for protection. And your clergy, our clergy in Nigeria, let me say our clergy men in Nigeria are praying for them. And by the way, a lot of those clergymen, the biggest one among them, they understand power and they know that they are also corrupt. There's no way they would operate in that society without being corrupt. I want you to understand the meaning of corrupt. It's just impossible. Okay? One, they won't be able to get to that level if they were not corrupt. It's just impossible. Okay? Only two people. He must be one of the Niger Delta militants turned kidnapper. That's why it's not good to do evil to anyone, because very soon we become comfortable with that lifestyle. That's what I'm saying. Don't even touch it. Once you touch it, you may find yourself in this situation. Now, it depends on what we're talking about. When it comes to politics, we do need young men getting into politics if they have the spirit and the courage to get into it. Okay? Because if you don't do it, then you leave it in the hands of extremely evil people. You see, I use the word extremely, like people that have no conscience, right? Then you're leaving it in their hands to continue to run their affairs. And you get what you deserve by doing so. You know? So we have somebody watching on Facebook. By the way, we are on Facebook as well. Let's see. It's not good to do. Yeah, we got that already. Mr. Wright, a hearing. Please, point of correction. It's not David Lyon. Yeah, I said that. David Lyon is the governor. That's the brother. John Lyon is the criminal. That's correct. You're absolutely correct. But I said that earlier. I think I referenced that the brother almost became the governor. I said that. Oh, please make proper research. I just pay lórúkọ bàbá yìí. Over kinda daddy freezing. The man is Marama Fagboke. Did you hear the whole gist from the beginning? These people will make us pray, slapping our head, asking God for a miracle like Lagbaja, like Tamedo, tapping inside unknown grace, where they carry person, go where you don't know. Yeah. Anyway, shout out to you, Mr. Wright. Hearing, at the end of the day, keep coming back. This is what I always say about Mr. Wright, right?
Oh, you're right.
You're right, sir. Okay, thank you for the correction. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. If you don't have anything, let me just share today's lesson with you. Let me share the main lesson. In the meanwhile, while I'm sharing the lesson with you, go ahead and do me a favor. On your way out, hit the like, share, subscribe. Okay, let's do it that way. Here's the lesson. The lesson is this. Is that all intentional thing that we try to over slap, right? I'm intentional. Dude. Positioning. Okay? Positioning. I can't over beat up emotional intelligence. Human beings were not capable of the type of pedestal we put ourselves on. Especially us normal average people. Right? We always come to the table like, no, I will never. No, stop it. You could. You're a human being like the rest of us. The prayer you should pray for yourself, God should continue to provide for your needs so that you don't find yourself in a desperate situation. Okay? When you find yourself in a very desperate situation, all bets are off. You can commit anything. If it becomes a matter of life and death, as far as your capability of your brain in that moment in time, because at the end of the day, you have a human brain that you're carrying around like Oshuka. It's just an organ. It's not God. Okay? The best thing you can do is pray for God to position you so that you never have to do something stupid and desperate. That's all you can do. Okay? In terms of intentionality, you can be extremely intentional with your emotional intelligence. Gentlemen, you need to understand power. You need to understand that your perception is just your perception. It's just half of the big picture at the end of the day. There's a lot more behind the scenes. There's a lot more things going on behind the scenes. If somebody caught 5 seconds of my video and he shared with you, right? There's more to the story. You probably want to watch the whole hour, the whole prestige hour, for you to make complete sense. However, there are some things that you will say that I don't need context. I could just tell that you're full of it. You're full of shit. Just by making a statement. There are many things like that I don't need context, right? So, for example, if you come on social media, you start flashing money and you start acting like, listen, I'm gonna judge you based off of that, right? I'm going to make an interpretation of that. I'm going to make a conclusion. Most likely subconsciously off of what I'm seeing. Because I'm human too. Okay? I'm going to make a conclusion. Why? Because I need to protect myself. I'm not going to wait until I see the full context before I decide I want to protect myself. Right? So when you're raising boys, everything after 7 years of age, or more, that one's going to be tough. The real work for you is between 3 and 7. The values you instill in them between 3 and 7 is a lot. Okay? It's the foundation of their lives. They will always reference back to that because it becomes who they are. So even if they find themselves in situations where they try to do politics and somebody say, hey, we could do a little operation. Kidnapping. How many people do you think have found themselves in a place where they say operation? Okay, now anything now. As long as it's also we can make money. Young men, innocent. They weren't thinking about anything stupid or crazy, right? They were just like, as long as I want anything, just let me know, And then they showed up, and for the first time, they were in the media. They found out. But you know what they usually do before they show you that it's kidnapping? They will show you the rewards with respect to a pay point for you. So if you're not alatenuje, so somebody who is flashy already, they kind of know that you are that type of guy that you understand now. You get it now, right? They kind of know you're like you have a extreme need for significance. 6 basic human needs. You see that on the screen. I will keep referencing it. If you have an overdose of the need for any one of these things, it can hurt you. Significance. Some people have a need for significance so much that the devil is going to tap back into that your need, and then they will link it with the kind of reward, and they will say, this is what we have to do. At that point in that time, your mind is overly consumed by the possibility of, wow, how would your life change if every other day somebody can deposit 70 million naira, $150,000 into your bank account? How would your life change? Why do they ask that question? They ask that question because they need you to connect emotionally with that reward system. Before you know it, you'll be like, it's just 2 people. It's just a one time. Once I do this, I will never touch it again. Let's be guided. Protect your mind. Protect your mind. We live in a society where you have to put more energy in protecting your mind, right? Especially in that type of environment within the context of the state of the Nigerian state right now. There's more than enough emotional triggers that could be used to get anybody into any kind of terrible activity. Even if they've ever said they will never do it. If I'm able to paint a picture of the pleasure or the relief of the relief, the pleasure, the outcome of committing this crime, right? If I'm able to paint it on your mind, right, in a way that is much more bigger than your values, or your values that you've always, like in the back of your mind, of course, kakakin jali, kakakin jali, makuku deru. Remember those values when we were growing up, right? Like instead of me stealing, I'd rather be a slave. Those were the values we were raised with. If I paint a picture of the rewards, right, and it's bigger, happens to be bigger in your mind, I'm gonna forget that thing. You would do it. You would do it, and you would tell yourself a lie that is all you. Protect your mind. Work on yourself. Continue to build yourself. Continue to work on yourself. Continue to consume content that will build self. I always tell you, self-awareness, awareness is half the battle won. Awareness is half the battle won. If you're aware that there's a human mind and somebody is trying to cajole me into a lifestyle that is very hard, it's going to be extremely hard for them to get you to do something stupid. But if you working yourself is basically this, if it looks like this picture, a lot of people in Nigeria, this is what it looks like. If it looks like this picture right here, what is it, Johnny? If it looks like this picture right here, if this is what working on yourself looks like to you, you will fail. You're lying to yourself. That's just another Yahoo boy in front of that stage preaching to you and making you feel like you're connected to God. It's bullshit. In fact, you are easier to get. Because let me guess, you're probably praying on how money is going to show up under your pillow. like the testimony you just heard. Let's be guided though. Yes. Some people will pray for forgiveness after doing bad things. Yes, God forgives, but karma doesn't. More consequences is not the same thing as forgiveness. So we can forgive you, but the consequences are undefeated. As if you're not one of 7 billion people in this world. You think you're that special? You are special, but not that special. Okay? You're not that special. You're one of 7 billion people. There are consequences for your choices. As a human being, I'll forgive you, but there are consequences. Let's be guided. One of the consequences is time. It's always moving. Tick, tock, tick. Like that. Every snap, right? John almost kidnapped the picture. Voila. Almost kidnapped my picture, Abi. Now he be the star now. Hello, Nishiwani star Oriburuko. Now he be the star of this story. But yeah, thank you so much as usual. Hopefully, I was able to bring. Tomorrow we'll be back here at 5 p.m. Let's keep this short and sweet. Sunday evening. Go spend a little bit of time left with your family. If it's late, you're in the Europe or you're in Nigeria, go and get a good rest, because there's a week of blessing in front of us right now. Okay. Some of you say, Allah is becoming a preacher. No. I'm too far from it. I'm too far from that, But yes, let's go and make this week another great week. Okay, let's make it a winner week. Do me a favor, grab the link to this video, okay, and go ahead and share it with 3 other people. Again, I will keep breaking this kind of stuff down. I'll bring a lesson as usual. 100%. If I don't have a lesson, I won't cover the story. But also, if you have any questions, anything like that, personal, you can send it to questions at lolaanola.com. As you can see, it's scrolling on the screen right there. Okay. And yeah, it's been another lovely one. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.